What's up, YouTube? I'm at it again. This time with a 1983 Disney Speedboat. I know, you saw the title and you're like, what's a Disney Speedboat? Well, back in the 80s, if you went to Florida or maybe California as well, the resorts would rent families a two-seater speedboat with a little outboard on the back of it, and you would go cruising around the kingdom. Well, I think they got rid of at least this style a long time ago. They do have different types of boats today, but this is nostalgic, so I found it online a couple months ago. So for 300 bucks, I said, what the hell, let me pick it up. Now, the backstory behind that is, prior to that, I was working and one of my subcontractors was using my dumpster to throw some stuff away, some personal stuff, and he had a 25 horsepower Mercury outboard engine. Now, I went outside and I'm like, what are you doing with this? He's like, I'm throwing it out. It doesn't work. Well, I love when people say it doesn't work and they're throwing it out, because it just takes a little tender loving care and these things run. So threw it in my truck, brought it home, stripped it down, ended up just buying new rings for it. The head was cracked, so I had that fixed at a machine shop. So I was into the engine for like 150 bucks. Called 190 with a carburetor gasket kit. So I rebuilt the whole engine and it ended up running like a clock. So about 3 weeks after that, I have this engine sitting in my garage and I came across this boat. So the engine needed a boat, the boat needed an engine, so it was a perfect marriage. So I went and picked it up. I ended up paying 300 bucks for the boat, and I restored it, you know, just for a project. I'm selling it. I'm not even going to keep it. So I just want to make a video and show you exactly what I did, and we'll see what happens. Oh, one other thing. I wore my Mickey shirt for the video. Here it is, 1983 Aqua Lark, aka Disney Speedboat. Wait till you see the before pictures. This video is going to be a mashup between pictures, little video clips I filmed when I was restoring it, and this. Look at this engine. Can you believe it was being thrown out? This engine is also a 1983 year. What a marriage. It was meant to be. Now, I'm new to Outboard, so I'm still learning. As you can see here, I made a jack plate. It's a pretty tall jack plate, 4 by 3/4 inch aluminum. I had to raise this almost 10 inches to get the cavitation plate even with the bottom of the boat, because I learned that it needs to be even with the bottom of the boat. We had the engine on the boat right where the mounting bracket is, the original mounting bracket. The thing was just doing wheelies. It would not plane. You'll see in one of the pictures, when we put it in our backyard, it seemed very heavy. I split the top from the bottom and it still seemed heavy. So we figured the hull had to be waterlogged. Well, I'll show you a couple clips through here. Waterlogged wasn't the word. I must have unloaded 300 pounds of water out of the saturated foam that was under there. Removed the rubber bumper, and now I'm removing all these rivets, and I'm going to split the shell in half because I have a feeling the stringers are soaking wet from sitting out for 30 years. Well, I felt that the boat was waterlogged, and I was right. So I had to rip up the floor, and now I'm taking out the old foam. I've seen the videos, but I never did it myself. These things are so waterlogged. That's bad. That's a lot of water in this hull. Little by little. 2 coats, polyester, bright white paint. After we learned that the cavitation plate needed to be even with the bottom of the boat, we took it home. I built a jack plate, we raised it, but the cavitation plate wasn't exactly level with the bottom of the boat. It was still almost 3 inches down. We took it out the other day. It was planing, but it took a little longer. So now I went out and got different aluminum, or longer aluminum, for the jack plate. And I raised it. Now the cavitation plate is even with the bottom of the boat. So we're going to take it out one more time. It should plane a little quicker. COVID didn't do me any favors. I gave him a little weight, so it takes about 50 feet for the boat to plane with me in it. With my son, about 15 feet. But still, I want it to plane quicker if I can. And then I'm just going to sell it. I'm going to put some links down below. I bought this control off of Amazon. It was the cheapest one I could find. Again, this was a quick project boat. I paid 180 bucks for that. Not bad at all. That also came with the wires. The gas tank that was given to me with the engine was way too big to fit in here. So this is a Walmart plastic tank. No big deal. Cheap. What else we got? Battery. Actually, the battery's from the Maxim, my other boat, my bow rider. I replaced the battery. This was sitting in the garage, so I threw it in here. Plastic tray from Walmart. Cut it so it'll fit correctly. It doesn't move. As you can see, the inside is all redone as well. I got some pictures of the floor that I had to rip out. You can see underneath where I painted, and then I took some Rust-Oleum. I guess it's enamel paint. I got it at Lowe's, just a little pint, and then I drizzled black on it. This is how it was originally, and why they drizzled a different color on top of the white, I don't know. If you do know, leave it in the comments. I assume it's because so the white doesn't snow blind you, so it breaks it up. Let me know on that. For this project, the paint I used, it's a single stage paint. It was white, so it was cheap. So I figured, let me try it. It's polyester. It's called Delfleet Essentials, and it's made by PPG. I think the entire kit was like 160 bucks, but it laid down great. I don't know if you could see it. The stripe is not paint. That's vinyl. I stopped at a local vinyl place. They actually ended up just giving it to me. Just a strip of it, put it in the valley. And I had the black pinstriping from the other boat in the garage still. What else did I have to buy for this? The steering was opposite. There's a cartridge on the back of that steering wheel. Fortunately, I don't know what it's called. I had to buy an adapter to make the cable route from underneath or the opposite side in order to make the engine turn correctly with the steering wheel. One of the last things I have to put on it is, because we are taking in water, is that's where the steering cable should come out, but because I have this engine so high, I had to reroute the steering cable out that hole. So I'm just going to put some kind of gasket and a nice white plate on that. Now, to get back to the engine, this is a long shaft engine, and like I said, I'm new to outboards. I'm educating myself every day on these. This boat needs a short shaft. I'm sure people who are watching this are probably saying, yeah, what a dummy. But hey, we all have to start somewhere, so this is a long shaft, but I'm going to make it work. It's a great little boat for somebody who lives on a lake with kids. When it did plane, this sucker's fast. It's scary fast, actually. So we were hitting a few wakes that were created by boats, and we're getting some air. It was fun. I don't know. You know what? Let me know. What do you think I should sell this for? I was going to go a little bit higher, and I'm not price gouging anything because of the world we live in right now, but I was going to ask like $3,500 or best offer. The engine's got to be worth a pretty dime on its own. Let me know your thoughts on that. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this project, and stay tuned for more. If you like it, hit the thumbs up. Take care.